no shame, no
On in a couple minutes.
Hey, everybody. It's Keepin It 100. How y'all been doing?
Good.
We got Angelica back in the building after quite a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
It's been a long while.
Yeah, it's been a lot going
Since we've done that, you've done moved into your house. Of course, we
Yes.
talked about that.
Yeah.
How y'all loving that?
We're loving it. We still getting together, but we're loving it.
I know. I
It's better
seen
than an apartment.
your whole DIY thing you had going on.
It's
I was
still-
surprised
it's
you when
still
you came
going.
home, Jabari, that day she was off.
I'm used to all that activity
Yeah,
by now.
I do that.
Yeah.
But I know, before we get into the show, just going to catch up on what everybody's doing. Please tell us the news that you shared on Facebook about your oldest.
Oh yes, he is on the straight A honor. He's been on the straight A honor roll the whole year, and he also was nominated for most respected in his grade. He lost his first tooth, or he won't stop smiling.
Oh, yeah, he's smiling more than he lost a tooth than he did when he had it.
Yeah.
Right. He want everybody to know he lost a tooth.
And the baby boy just had a birthday.
Yes, he had a birthday Tuesday, and we're celebrating tomorrow and
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes.
So we'll have a house full of kids.
Happy birthday, Mari.
Yeah, happy birthday.
But other than that, what you guys got going on?
Nothing, getting ready for Puerto Rico.
I heard
Yes.
the fact that they didn't let me book it for him, but that's beside the point. We ain't going to talk about that.
Look, it was so random.
But you're going to San Juan?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Whole week?
From
4 days.
yep.
That's long enough.
Yeah.
We
4
can't do
days.
too much.
Make sure you
babies.
do the excursions. If I don't even do
Yeah,
nothing else,
yeah.
do
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
excursions.
Yeah. And we're gonna go outside of San Juan too.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna- yeah.
Now, if you want to see like the sights, go to Old San Juan.
Yeah,
Right.
we already did
And
our research
walk.
on
we,
that.
we already
did the
know.
research.
But
on
put your walking shoes on because those roads do this right here, like the little hills and valleys in San Juan. But it's nice shops and short shirts are like $6 for the $10 or $5 for what? No, $5 for $20, depending on how big they are. And then you can get them, like 5 for $20, 4 for $10, just all kind of different shops, depending on the shirt that you want, though. Some of those like more elaborate shirts cost a little bit more. But other than me, I am just getting ready to gear up for another trip.
Always. Always.
I am getting ready for another trip. Getting ready for my baby to turn 15. I cannot believe it. I mean, that's crazy. 15 years old is just ridiculous.
I know, from a baby.
I know. And you've been there since day one. So it's like crazy that she's 15 years old. And then, of course, Jacob turns 21 this year.
Ooh.
And, of course, we're going to celebrate. I'm sorry, not we.
He.
He's going to
his
celebrate in
friends,
Vegas
Ursula.
with
Let
his
it-
friends.
let it
I
go.
know. I know. I keep trying to worm my way in, and he's like, no, you're not going. You're not going.
Nah, not 21.
Should have caught that this year.
But look,
Milestone.
all of his friends are, the youngest one is a month older than him. So all of his friends are older than him. He's the last one.
Oh.
And so none of them did anything. They want to wait until he turns 21, and then they're all going to go and celebrate being 21 together.
Well,
I know what that means.
save
So
up.
I'm going to just not go and sit here and just pray, every hour on the hour until they get back.
Don't go and have a ticket money just in case you gotta fly.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going to have that money to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple grand on the side because I need to go and take care of business. But anyway, I hope they have fun. I've got them on a couple of party buses and all kind of stuff to go. And I let him pick the party buses, and you already know. He said, yeah. I was like, really, Jacob? He was like, that one and this one,
Right.
and I'm like, but at least they don't have to worry about Ubering, and they can just go. They can go to all to the parties and all the clubs, have a good time, and not have to worry about having to, because they go straight to the front of the line and it's free. They get in. They pay once they pay that fee, they're free to get in any club they want to. And if you want to stay at the club, then stay at that one. Don't get back on the bus. You're just gonna have to Uber back to the hotel,
Yeah.
But anyway, other than that, Houston is absent tonight. He's out of town. Shout out to Houston. Maurice is he's home. He didn't make it to Raleigh tonight, but he said he was going to try to call in tonight, so we'll wait for him to call in. Um, so tonight we was talking about just the state of the world, and I know this was a particular good subject for Jabari and Maurice.
Because
they
I was expecting him to be here.
But
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
well, when he called in, we
yeah,
get
he
into
called
it.
in. Y'all can get into it. But
was
I
ready.
knew that these two were gonna have this
Yeah.
whole show. I was just gonna sit back and listen because they was
Okay.
gonna take it away
Yeah,
from me. I won't
yeah.
have nothing to say. But when Maurice said he couldn't make it, I'm like, he said, "No, I'm gonna call in." I was like, "Okay, well, we got you then. Don't worry about it." But it basically the topic was I can't even think of how we worded it.
things that
Things that
are destroying the world.
that are destroying the
today.
world as we speak. You know, what things are destroying the world as we speak. Now, I'm gonna go first, and this might sound strange, but hear me out. Civil rights.
No, I was just talking about it earlier, so I want
He
to
said-
elaborate on it. Yeah.
Yeah, he
All right.
said-
I was saying the same thing.
Because I'm like, before civil rights and as bad as things were, we had the barter trade system. We carpool. Nobody went hungry because, we had crops and we had, chickens and pigs and everybody, even the
in
people
the
down.
60s, Black Panther started a WIC
Yeah.
program. People don't
Yeah.
even know that.
Nobody went hungry.
Right.
Nobody had to, if you didn't have a ride to work, you carpool with somebody else to get there, and people didn't mind helping each other. But then it's like once you felt like you were
Quote
equal,
unquote equal. Yeah.
quote unquote equal to everybody, then you were too good to have people in your car. You were too good to, this is my stuff now. My family is middle class. We're not poor anymore, so
Yeah.
we're gonna keep our stuff to ourselves, and we're gonna stay here because we don't want to share. Because if you share, I might have to go back to where you are. You know what I'm saying? And so I just feel like, and I like, don't get me wrong. I think there's two sides to the coin. Of course, civil rights was a necessity.
Right.
However, it was the catalyst to the unity that we had dissipating. That's just my take on it.
Yeah. Integration was the first step of separation from ourselves. I believe that for sure. I forgot the man's name, but he said he grew up in North Carolina, and he said he was a civil rights activist at one point. But he was pretty much talking about how before the whole Rosa Parks thing with the bus, we owned our own bus lines and we owned our own transportation, like you were just saying. As soon as it got passed that we could ride on them certain buses, of course the buses that were owned by the black people got shut down, because now everybody feels like we were just saying, oh, I don't gotta ride with them anymore. I could ride with the equals.
Exactly.
I can ride with them now. Now
Yep.
all of a sudden those businesses can't flourish anymore because everybody feels like they want to be with everybody else and keep up with the Joneses, as they say. But
Now, I heard a video. I think I put it in the chat that we have. I heard a video the other night about a lot of historically black towns that were destroyed and then flooded and put underwater. Lake Huron down. There's a lake in Boston. There's a lake in
Georgia.
Lake
I
in
can't think of the name of the name right now.
Like,
but
I have the video, and we're gonna come back to this one day. I have the video, and she named all of these historical lakes that we go on to go fishing, and we go boating and yachting on, and there's a whole entire town under these rivers. No, not real lakes. Under these
at
lakes.
that point, yeah.
And I'm just
Man-made
like,
lakes.
I have no idea of any of these things until I saw the video just yesterday.
Me neither. I mean, I'm just my first time hearing.
And so I think about like what was it? Black Wall Street.
Yeah, right.
What was the name of the city?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. So it was a black-owned city.
Right.
They had their own banks. Everything was black-owned. It was just a black community, and because the same thing happened to this one of the other cities that she talked about in the video, but they came in, destroyed the city, killed the majority of the people that was there, burnt the whole city down.
Yeah.
But now that was before civil rights.
Yeah, that was in the 1920s.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, they started something on their own because they were not equal to everybody else. But because it worked better, and because then they had a flourishing economy, they destroyed it, but then didn't want to give you. I mean, do you see what I'm like in the middle? Like, you can't win for losing. You know, and look at how promising that city was when they relied on each other and you worked together. I mean, that could happen in society right now, regardless of color. But nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be on top. And they want to be better than the next person. Don't get me wrong. You should strive to always be better than what you are right now.
Right.
But they just, and I think when
there's nothing wrong with networking though, like giving people the print out the blueprint or to help them out.
It's called gatekeeping when you try to keep information from people. Black people do that a lot, even though it's. I forgot who was just talking about it. I watched the Joe Budden podcast.
They'll keep it,
but not for the most part.
Within themselves, but they're not going to tell.
Within themselves, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's where we lack at.
Yeah, because
we can't fault them for moving like that. When the Asian man moves, we already know how they move.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're not even letting anybody else work for them. I'm surprised they let the Hispanic community work for them. But at the end of the day,
I was surprised they let blacks.
Yeah, at the beauty supply store. But then they probably just kicked in their mind like we kind of need them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got to utilize these people because these people are from these areas. We don't really know. You know what I'm saying? These are the generation of the Asians that grew up in America. You know what I mean? Like those are the millennials now. Like their parents maybe from Asia or whatever, but they grew up here, so they're more understanding of okay, we need the black community because we're in the middle of the black community. My parents didn't trust them, but I went to school with them. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different for them now. That's why I guess they're accepting of different cultures or whatever. But black people, we don't own that. Just like something I shared the other day, and your mom wowed it. I'm like, why do y'all think that we own these companies? Why did y'all think that we own Ben and Jerry's rice? Why did y'all think that we owned what was they surprised? Sweet Baby Ray's. Since when did any of these people let black people even patent inventions? You know what I'm saying? Now y'all surprised that we don't own these companies that we are so predominantly using, like the Frank's hot sauce. Come on now, man. Like, y'all got to be realistic with yourselves. Nobody is putting the work in to even get to that point because you really are behind before you even start the race at this point when it comes to that. So it's like that's number one, but the main thing is nobody's even trying to put the effort into it because it's a crabs in the barrel approach. It's like I'm gonna worry about myself, even though it takes a community to even build these companies. It didn't take one family; it took multiple people in the community I'm sure, to start a lot of these companies. But I don't know. The main thing is,
well, I didn't know
come together
that with beauty supply stores, and we're all guilty of it. We'll go to the Asian store or the Middle Eastern store to get stuff versus going to a black owned store. And we was like, oh, well, it's a lot higher than the other stores. But then I found out that while they get theirs, and let's just say they get theirs at $10 a bag for hair or whatever, the black owned store has to pay $25.
Yeah, that's why their prices are like
and that's
that.
why because they have to recoup some money, or they're gonna be in the red the whole time.
It's a network thing.
Right. I was gonna say that's when you should know that networking is like a big thing. I would be trying to find some Koreans or whatever to network with.
Because I learned in college, man, it's like it's not who you know, it's who knows you. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between who you know. It's who knows you and relationship you have or with them to make them even want to help you out. You know what I'm saying? You can know a lot of people. At the end of the day, that don't mean they're going to help you. It's like the relationship you have with them means a lot. That's the thing that people don't realize, too. It's like, okay, you can know a lot of people, you can be popular, but how far is that going to get you? You know what I'm saying? It's like people live off of that, like, high school popularity stuff and think that runs anything in the real world. Like, nah. Like, you actually have to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, like, look at business a different way. Like, people always say that business isn't personal, but it kind of do. It get a little personal. You know what I mean? It's like, realistically, like, you could say that it's not personal, but how you treat people and, you know what I'm saying, business practices, it goes a long way. Like, and I feel like people our people should do better at that for sure, for sure. Like, there's a lot of bad business going on that end, and that's a lot of reasons why black businesses aren't prospering also, because that's the other end of it. It's like you got to have all your ducks in a row too for us to even want to shop with you. You know what I mean? It's like people doing a lot of bad business. Like, for example, this is a good company, the Dankery that we eat at, but they get so much flack, and I don't even understand why. You know what I'm saying? That's a good. We ate at multiple locations,
I
but
feel like it's because it came from Durham. Like,
I don't know what it is. They get flack for some reason, but we ate, like I said, at multiple locations. We ate at the one downtown Raleigh. They just moved to Rock Quarry. We ate at both of them, but for some reason, black people just, oh, nah, we can't. I don't mess with the Dankery, blah, blah, blah. But y'all go to Wingstop, and y'all go to, you know what I'm saying, Buffalo Wild Wings.
American Deli.
Yeah, like, and all that stuff, but you want to get him flack. And it's like, I don't understand that. But that's the other end of it, too. It's like, how do you prosper from there?
But I think, until we start working together, and now when I say working together, I mean, because just like you said, it's networking. Build a successful black business, you can best believe you better have some other nationalities there to support you and to help promote you, because to me, we're our own worst enemy. Because
for sure,
we're not gonna help you excel because there's no room for me to excel, because that's the mentality. Like, there's room for everybody to do, as long as you're doing what you're good at, But anyway, that people didn't understand when I said civil rights. I'm like, I understand it was a necessity. It just took away that bond that we had back in the day, because when we went to church, my grandmother had a old Ford 4-door car, and we left from her house to go to our church was only like about 3 miles away, if that. And before we got to church, it was packed full of kids, and other people, because they didn't have rides to go to church.
Sound like us.
And so we all got there. But now, there's all kind of expensive cars pulling up in the driveway, but there's only one person in it. And then you got somebody that got to walk down the street, go to church, and came walking in their tennis shoes and put their church shoes on when they got to the church. Come on now.
Right.
I just think we got to do better as a people anyway. But now, other than that, because, we did the boycotts, but now when they did the Montgomery boy bus boycott, they didn't say we ain't gonna ride Monday or Wednesday. They said we're not gonna ride, period.
Yeah.
And everybody stuck to that. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as they started being able to ride, there was no more carpooling. Nobody looked out for anybody anymore, because everybody then had the right to be on the bus. And then there was no more sit-ins, no more stand-ins, because nobody wanted to give up that right that they thought they had for somebody else. And I think that until we, like we said, until we start coming together as a people and
people don't
not
boycott
doing
no more, they riot.
Yeah.
They start burning stuff down and messing up the community that they stay in. What you gonna do tomorrow when you need to go to the pharmacy or the
exactly?
I mean, they still boycotting. I seen a video, but
I'm saying it always turns into more than what it is.
It's not to the level that it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But Joe, you said about the riots.
Yeah.
What I will say is this: they did it with the LA riots. They did it in upstate with the George Floyd situation. They're gonna allow you to tear up your whole neighborhood. Okay, they're gonna let you tear up their whole neighborhood. But if you march 2 blocks towards a predominantly white neighborhood, it's gonna get shut down.
They got to the White House and across and all that. They locking people up still.
Yeah, they still locking people up.
But how did y'all let it get that far? I still don't
because
understand.
they weren't anticipating it happening. What they
Man, it's
ever?
a hard game, bro.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, how did they even get that close? The White House
So
is
we
one
could
of
have
the
done this
most
a long time ago.
secure buildings in the world.
So you can just walk up to the door.
Just like the Pentagon, but we don't even want to get into all of that. Like, Like, come
They-
on now.
the
I'm
fact
not
that-
gonna sit here and believe that these people just was able to
Oh, no.
cross over.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I keep
And-
saying like, so are you just able?
Come on, you know where I'm going with
Inside
this.
job.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm saying,
Go
like,
ahead.
I don't even want to
Because
get
you're
in
saying
depth
the
with
same thing that everybody else thought.
Like,
Because
come on,
there is
bro.
no way we looked at the video
Right.
of these people hanging off the wall,
Right, bro. You mean they
hanging
had that
off
much
the
time?
window. You had a woman jump through the window and get shot and killed,
Right.
Yeah, I seen it.
and nobody missed a beat. Like, where did her body go?
One person the officer was trying to revive on the ground, and they was just
Trampling
around.
over her.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
They
saying.
didn't care.
Like, how long did she lay there before somebody was able to get her out the way
I don't
with
think
those
they
people
did.
jumping over into the
Man.
building? You tore up a national building. How did that even? And then you're still locking people up.
Today.
Was it 2 years? It's been
That
2
was
years.
4 years ago. We in 2024 now.
Wait a minute, it's 4 years ago.
About or 2021, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 3 or 2 years. 2 3.
Yeah, like, we
But
in
you still
2024
locking
now.
people up now.
'Cause it was January. Let me look at
And
the
like,
exact
why are
date.
you? And why are you? Because it was your.
Why
It was
are
your,
you
it
still
was your
work-
brother's
focused
birthday.
on that?
It was your brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you now still locking people up when you have video of everybody? It ain't like you didn't
they
know.
gonna pick and choose. They're not gonna lock up everybody. Everybody
She said
don't-
it. They gonna
Yeah.
pick and choose who they
Right.
gonna lock up.
Yeah, they're gonna make sure they're not gonna lock up their people and have to waste time to get them out. They're not gonna waste time because they already helping.
And then the one black guy that was there, well, it was
yeah.
more than one, but he was standing inside of Congress. And he was just standing there. And he was one of the first ones they locked up.
Yeah.
The rest of them was on top of the table, throwing papers all over the place, running around back and forth like a bunch of kids. And he was standing there looking with his arms folded,
And he got locked up.
and he got locked up. But like I said, I think that everybody that had something to do with that should have been locked up. Regardless, I don't care if you was just
3 years
standing
ago.
there. If you was in the midst of all that foolishness and you went in that building knowing you weren't supposed to be there, regardless of why you went in there, you should get locked up too.
Man, listen, man. People are locked up for 60 years for drugs.
Drugs.
Like,
Drugs.
talking about triple life. They're getting sentenced for triple life and all kind of crazy numbers. 75 years for drugs. And these people are really getting off for the sentences that they're getting anyway. In reality, they're getting like 2-3 years with all this.
And then
Like-
you look at
Some people get just slight probation.
Yeah, for
or
probation,
something.
right,
They're not
right.
doing no
Come
jail
on,
time.
man.
They're
It's
not
crazy.
locking all those people up. They just can't. So if they go through that video and you got priors, then you probably going to jail. But
you
everybody
gonna do
else,
time,
the
yeah.
first timers, the ones that never been in
Yeah,
trouble
they're gonna slap in the wrist.
before.
They're gonna get community service.
Yeah.
but one of my friends from
Not community
Fort
service.
Polk and
For
Fort Hood said he says he shared tonight's show, keep it 100 like you always do. Thanks, Garon, I appreciate it. We used to live in the same barracks, but I think Maurice is watching too,
Maurice.
and Angela. Hey, Angela. But Jabari, what do you think should have been the case of how they handled that whole January 6th?
You talking about as in like from like a legal standpoint, or
Mhm.
I mean, treat them like they treat everybody else. Honestly,
But now
'cause that's like I don't even know what that's definitely federal
yeah.
at the end of the day, and so I mean,
It's a fed crime. To me, it's a fed crime.
That's definitely
And if
federal
I'm not
felony.
mistaken, Fed crime is day for day, right?
Yeah, now you got to do, I believe, 80% of your time, like mandatory 80% in the feds.
So,
So
when
I think you do less time.
less than, you do less than,
You do
because in the
less
state
time
you
in-
do more than that 80%.
Yeah, and you do less.
oh,
time
Fed
in
is
the
less
jail.
than that.
You do less time, because like I said, it's 80% mandatory, and then
Not really less time, but it works a little.
it
different.
works a little different. Yeah,
Then
they
you
they
was
take
using
off
time.
20% of your time pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
You still gonna do.
but you still gonna do
you
hard
still
time.
gonna- Not even that. You still gonna
Yeah.
be when you get out. It's still you gonna make that time up. It's still on parole.
Yeah, because that is the back end of it. Because they ain't doing it for no reason. You still got to come home and still be on papers for a year or whatever the case may be. Some people be on parole for 10 years. Or,
Right.
yeah, it's crazy out here.
YouTube.
Meek Mill was on parole for 10 years.
Lucci. Is that who?
Yeah, he better come home. He probably better be on parole for
Nah,
10
he
years.
just
Wife
got
and
sentenced
Lucci.
to, he just got sentenced to 20 years and got to do 20
And
years.
he got to do
probation
parole.
when
He about to get out. Yeah.
No, he got to. So how long he been locked up? Because he got
He been locked up since 2014, I think. So that's 10 years.
Oh, he got 10
Or
more.
like 15,
He been locked up?
2015.
He got 10 more years.
Something crazy. He, YF and Lucci, you probably
Okay,
ain't
yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, I've heard my daughter say his name. I have no idea who he is.
Because I just
heard
read the
his
article
name.
about that, how he about to come home and then be on parole or probation, whatever. About 10 years, something crazy.
Nah,
Man.
yeah.
Something crazy. I don't know the exact time, but it's just it
And
don't
what,
make no
and what was
sense.
his, and what was his crime?
I don't even know, but I want to
So-
say Rico, something like that.
Oh yeah. That's what it was. It was
The same thing Young Thug on there.
racketeering.
Yeah,
all that
yeah, that's
stuff.
the Rico.
Oh, dang.
So
Okay.
He got 20 years locked up, so he has 10 more to do, and he still has 20 years out on parole.
yeah, even after he gets out from that sentence, yeah. It's
So-
crazy out here, man. How they do once you're in that system, it's really kind of hard
crazy.
to get out of there.
And it be because of that's gonna touch on my topic. So I'm gonna be
Okay,
Oh yeah,
so,
she want to hold that off.
Go ahead and get
Oh,
top.
about the destruction.
mine is social media, but
That was my second one. Go ahead.
it all ties into, like, when I say social media, music, all of that, influencing period.
Yeah.
People is quitting good jobs. They recording.
Seen
their
a lady
life.
go to Houston from wherever she was from, and with the 2 kids, and ended up in a homeless shelter. Talking about she moved there because a lot of Houston influencers live out here. It's one of the biggest places, and now her kids is in a homeless shelter. I'm surprised they didn't take them kids yet. They probably did by now.
Well, it's a lot of
crazy.
people now that's leaving their place and being homeless and recording it every day.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I shared that on
So
Twitter.
wait. You trying to tell me people?
Nice house.
People
nice
are
apartment.
willingly, and then this is the thing I feel like, okay, people been living in these storage places and stuff like that, but it hasn't been televised or it hasn't been on any platforms
Because they were probably ashamed of it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I don't want nobody to know that I live in here. Now it's like, okay, I want everybody to see. This is like a life hack. 2 days later,
That's the job. You get paid
Right.
for looking like not really.
2 days
but looking
later,
a
they
fool.
get kicked out and they recording that too. I'm like, I had shared it and I was like, okay, y'all
What do
know,
you
y'all know
think
you
gonna
better get kicked
happen,
out.
though?
Right? What did you think was gonna happen? And that's all I kept saying to myself. I'm like, okay, so you know you better get kicked out
The reason you were able to do it for so long because no one knew
because nobody
about it.
knew.
You running
So
through
not
the
only-
you
not
running
only
through
are
the
you
hallways.
Playing. Talking about, I could do this. I could do that. He got his girl sleep. She didn't even know he was recording. You could tell because she woke up like, bro, what
What are
you
you
on?
doing? Yeah, what are
now
you
we
doing?
out of here. Next video, they outside in the snow with a tent.
Aw.
And they in the comments talking about, she a rider. Hey, nah. They are idiots,
Yeah,
man.
because he had a plan. He said that they was gonna stay there until they
Yeah,
said
we
it
was gonna
was-
stay here. We gonna save the money. And everybody in there talking about make a GoFundMe. GoFundMe is another thing. It's like, man, people,
Let me tell you.
And it's like,
And there are
when the
people
die.
out here will give
they
you
go
money.
give you that money.
Okay, especially
They
when
will get
when
that
people
money.
pass away, boy, the first thing they do is run to make a go. They don't even be needing it. Person got a whole life.
know
Yeah,
what?
me and my
You know
boy
what-
talked.
you know what
Yeah,
it's
me and my
called? You
boy
know
talked about that.
Hope-
You know what a
Whole life
GoFundMe
insurance.
is? You know that's called getting you a life
Candle.
insurance policy.
Yeah,
Get
that's
you a life insurance policy.
But
That-
people,
but
people
yeah.
be having them, and they family members and stuff like that still be getting on the internet setting up GoFundmes just to get money for what? Or lying about something being wrong
Man,
with
just
them.
like
they
the girl that
homeless.
made the GoFundMe, the brick girl. Remember we talked about that?
What?
Whole time she was lying.
Yeah, but
About
what?
what now?
Oh, the girl
that
that
got hit with the brick, or allegedly,
and what?
and got the
yeah.
GoFundMe,
Yeah.
made 40,000. They just locked her up for it.
They just like
For fraud, yes.
Oh, I didn't know she got
I didn't know
locked
she
got
got
locked up for
I heard
fraud.
about that.
Dang.
Because she said
That's
the
been
guy,
a big topic.
she
They
came-
talked about it on the Joe Budden podcast
I'm
too.
cracking
Isn't that the
up.
girl that walked to the guy and slapped him?
And then
Yeah.
he hit her back.
And then he hit
with
her,
a
said,
water
"Oh."
bottle is what the police
Yeah, but
report
no,
said.
but that's not why her face was swole. She has something where her face does that.
Yeah.
I
read that too.
She already did this once before.
in
Yeah.
another city.
Yeah.
And that's why they hitting her with
but that
fraud.
goes back to for social media is destroying.
People just hop on
the
everything.
world.
I'm just talking about topics. Like, I'm the type of person to take any information I receive with a grain of salt. People
Yeah.
just take it as face value these days, and it's like, come on now, I can tell you the sky's red. He just said it on Twitter.
Yeah.
He just said it. It's
The
like
whole
that's
time you
all-
can go outside and look for
and go
yourself.
look for yourself. Just like it's like that with everything, though.
Social media has dumbed down people because one, people don't read anymore.
Right.
When we had to find out stuff on the what was going on in the world, we had to read a whole newspaper.
Yeah.
We had to go through the articles. Cause you remember they had the local newspaper and then the world newspaper.
Even down to researching for school projects. I remember encyclopedias and thesauruses. I used to have to go through the
Exactly.
encyclopedia to get information.
But
Like,
now it's like
nah.
kids don't read.
They don't know how.
There's a video for everything. And then they even came out with the whole concept that if you want people to listen to you, you got to make a video clip 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, that's a
the
big thing.
attention span
It's
that
less than
people
that.
have now.
Yeah, it's less than 30 seconds now.
That's the attention span that people have is 30 seconds. I'm just like, I'm
quitting good jobs, great jobs to get paid to sit on the internet and do absolutely nothing. I have seen so many families on the internet, influencers, whatever they want to call themselves, get their kids took away.
Right. That's a big thing.
And buy from people on the internet. And some of them, I'm not going to say anybody deserves anything, but some of them, okay, but some of them was not doing anything. But it's just people on the internet just like, I'm just on call.
So update me on the people that you talked about that I had to actually research.
I don't know. They've been real quiet lately. I think maybe they going through the
whole
trial
legal
and stuff.
situation.
Yeah, because she had her baby and it was been quiet.
What was her name?
Queen.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. I didn't know who you talking about.
Right? Is
Yeah,
that and Shell?
Yeah.
I haven't. Nobody heard from her. She been on just off the radar, and I don't know. I guess I'm just assuming they probably going through that right now because
That's crazy.
she's been off. She got after all of that happened. She been on there. She had her baby. She was with the girl. The girl,
But you notice when social media first came out, everybody made sure that their hair was done. They had nice outfit on. Their house was clean. They had, at least they was in the part of the house that was the best looking part of the house. Now
I was just watching the video. EK.
they got trash in the background. They got
They talking crazy.
Yeah,
we was just watching a video with her name. She's an influencer. A lot of people know her name is Ekane or Ekane, whatever.
don't know her.
And she's a wig influencer and just be up there talking junk and stuff. But her house was just so dirty, and she knows it. Like the boyfriend just put her dirty drawers on her head. She don't care. They don't care.
Nah, they don't care.
She'll say, "I'm only gonna sit up here for 2 hours. I'm clocking in. I'm gonna sit up here for 2 hours." And I believe in them 2-3 hours she sit up there with all of them viewers. She run it up every day. Yeah. But all them people in your background, CPS just took her kids. Yeah, like, oh my God. Y'all letting these people, and you still going live.
Right.
So you don't care.
They live for it.
You don't care.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as long as you get your coins, forget the kids, basically.
No, my kids come before any of that.
Okay, because the couple that just got their kids taken away, first thing he did was went live.
Yeah, that's the first thing he did. That's crazy.
Why they was packing the clothes up for the kids, they went live. Yeah, but that's what everybody does. That's how I know. That's how I be knowing. They will go live while the CPS people right there.
In the beginning, people went live to prove something was happening.
Right.
That's what people went live for,
in the very beginning, years ago, or like just to be talking, but it wasn't like.
But now they go live for everything. It was a video. I think I mentioned it to somebody. My girlfriend Ashley. There's a video with Tom Hanks in it, and he's on this subway platform, and this guy trips and falls on the subway platform, and there's a train coming. He looks around at the people. Now he's the older guy, so he looks around at all these young people. And all of them had their phones out recording the man and the train back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
And then he jumps down in his old state and helps the man back up on the platform. Now he can't get back up there. And another older man reaches down and pulls him up just before the train gets there. And I'm like, what state of the world are we in where everything needs to be publicized? And you know me, I record everything my kids do. But it's not to blast it to the world. I mean, I share things, their accomplishments or whatever, or my daughter's routines and, when she's at school, or my son's activities, their sports and stuff. But to share personal, intimate, embarrassing things like that on the internet is beyond me. How do you function as a family, embarrassing your children and yourself?
And setting the camera up. You took time to sit there, get on Facebook, set the camera up, and then go back at it.
What's his name? What's Blueface? What's his name?
He locked up. And she just moved in his house, back in his house.
Who? I know you said my Krishan.
She got to stop this. But this is for the internet, and her brother just got to arguing about that. At this point, you don't even have to get on on live anymore. Like, you just doing it just to be doing it. The money that you making from Snapchat and going live on Instagram is nothing equal to what you make going to do your shows. So why do you keep going live?
Why are you embarrassing
money but her, man?
It's about the popularity.
That's all it is,
Yeah,
bro.
but she makes it seem like it's because she getting paid from it.
Man, that's how she's gonna make it seem. That's
Yeah,
what it
she's
takes
annoying.
to justify
That
you,
is
make you go to
annoying.
sleep at night. But at the end of the day, clout is a drug, bro.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
is. It is.
It's a drug.
It's a
People
big.
live
It's a
for
bad
that.
drug.
Like people live to see what the next person. We just reading that in the Bible, bro.
Yeah.
Like
The people that
you're not even supposed to be like. You're not even supposed to want to be like anybody. Anyway, you're not supposed to be envious of anybody. Anyway, like people don't even know that. They don't even get into that part. Everybody want to talk about what you shouldn't eat and all this other stuff. Like, let's talk about the actual 10 Commandments here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody
Facts.
always want to talk
We
about.
was just doing it.
Facts.
What we was
talking
just talking about earlier today. It's like everybody always want to sit there and spit all these verses out, but y'all don't even know the specifics, like what you really supposed to live by anyway.
It's ministers and just people that's in the church and all this stuff getting their body done.
Right. That's in the Bible. You're not even
You're
supposed
not
to alter
supposed
your body.
to do none of that. And those are the same people saying, "Oh, don't get tattoos." And
Right. Those be the same person that say that, and that's exactly what I'm saying. They want to
but you
always
put
hit
the
you
knife
with.
to your body,
But
and
now,
rearrange some things.
now before we're gonna lead out for last. Jabbar, what topic? Because let me tell you something.
We can go.
Yeah,
All
that
day.
right,
right
we go.
there.
Yeah, that's
that this, and I'm gonna tell you. We'll get back to it later. But the whole what's her name? Kelly Price.
what.
You saw her live that she did or her video.
What happened?
Okay, so right after Cat Williams.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Okay,
after
yeah,
he
we'll come
came
back.
out. Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah,
to that
because
one.
all of that, I forgot about him.
So,
Good God.
Jabari, what did you
I mean,
think your
really, we
biggest?
kind of already talked about. I was talking about it earlier. The whole integration thing, how that pretty much was the downfall of a lot, for sure. Because what was that? The '60s, yeah, and then right in the '70s, that's when the whole Section 8 welfare and all that stuff hit the streets, and you can't have a man in your house that has a felony and all that stuff. What was you about to say?
The whole, and I mean, I hate, step on any toes, whatever, but the whole gay thing, like that is tearing the world apart. Like the whole transgenders, it's okay in the beginning. I mean, in the beginning, it wasn't
It's
okay.
alright. It's just the way that it's kind of
It's
like
being
it feels like an
presented.
agenda now. It feels like an agenda. Like
I
back in the
haven't-
day, it was if you was gay, like males that were gay, if you knew, you knew. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like everybody. It's just like all
you
in
don't
your
know,
face.
you don't know.
Yeah.
To me, the
now it's
deceit-
like it is. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, no, if you don't know, you don't.
It's a movie on I don't know if it's not Tubi. I don't even watch Tubi no more. It's either
Ain't
Netflix.
nothing wrong with Tubi.
It's,
Yeah, I find
Hey,
good movies.
but it's either
They share
Netflix-
something in the group about that.
it's either Netflix or what's another one of the apps?
Prime.
Prime,
Video.
Netflix. That's another crazy
Hulu.
thing.
Yeah,
These-
it's
all
one of
these
the one.
streamings.
It's a video about a guy. It's two guys. One was cross dressing when he was young, and then the other one was gay. And he finally told. And Vivica Fox plays in it. It plays the other guy's mom. So he goes under this whole thing where he changes his whole body except for his private parts. Okay, and so did this woman. And they met up when she took her under her wing to show her the ropes about how to be a trans woman or whatever. She met up with a ball player and his cousin, right? And they found out later how they didn't know that this was a guy, right? Because she didn't tell them.
Right.
And she led her life as a real woman. And like now you look at the shows, I'm saying she because she looks like a woman. And deceiving these people and sleeping with these people, knowing that she was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the girl ends up, well, I'm going to tell you the movie, but I'm going to have to look. I'm actually post it on my page. But what I'm saying is I think it's deceit to me because
that's
be
crazy.
who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's like me going around. If I go around and say I'm rich, I got this, I got that, that doesn't affect your life. Doesn't affect your psyche or whatever. But if I'm trying to date this guy and I'm dirt poor and he thinks I got a lot of money and I'm fronting or whatever, it doesn't do nothing but cause the distrust between me and him. But if I'm a man and I'm sleeping with him, making him think I'm a woman, to me, I think that's rape. I think that's sexual assault. Because
I mean, it is.
there's no
I mean, it
reason why you should be deceiving anybody. The agenda that they have now is this whole pronoun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Miss
man.
me with the foolishness. Because
Them.
them,
Yeah, that's
they
crazy.
this teacher
Teaching in his school is
It's
just too
ridiculous.
much. I don't want no. My baby I was scrolling on Facebook sometimes. My kids so happen to look at my phone, but it was a girl that had used the guy filter. Just like, it wasn't like trend or nothing like that. But it
Yeah.
was a female with a guy filter. And Mari says, that's a mommy dad.
That's a mom and dad.
That's a
mom
mom
dad.
Mom dad.
That was weak.
And I'm just like, oh my Lord,
That's a
dude,
mom
that's
dad.
a mom dad. And
but exactly.
but I would like for my kids' mind to stay that way. Don't be in the school. They don't need to be going into school because they can't watch. I don't let them watch nothing like that. I had a couple of guy friends that were flamboyant. They couldn't come to the house. They couldn't be around my kids. And I mean, I don't have no problem with it, but I don't need my kids to think that's okay.
No.
At their age. It's
But see,
okay when you know that's what you like in life, but my babies don't need to be influenced by nothing like that.
I knew it was going to be an issue when Genuine went on Real World or whatever that reality show was. And they say the Big Brother. And the guy that was the trans, he was sitting on the couch with him under the blanket. And they were just sitting there. And then there was a whole group of them just talking. And he's like, I don't have a problem. I'm not homophobic. I don't have a problem with you. And he actually laid, the guy had his arm around him. And he laid back on the couch on the guy's arm. And they the whole crew just sitting there talking. And the guy was like, well, so would you date me? He was like, no. I don't have a problem with you, but I'm not going to date you like that. And he tried to kiss him. And when Genuine pulled away from him, he was like, no, Everybody said, well, oh, he's homophobic. Because I don't
want
like
nobody
you.
to kiss me. Don't kiss me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because
You're gonna make me not like you.
There you go.
You're gonna turn me into a homophobe because I don't want you to do that to me.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro.
Because I don't like you doesn't mean because I don't like you that way does not make me homophobic.
Right.
I'm just not interested in you.
Right.
That's it. Just like I'm not interested in a whole bunch of different guys that I've seen that don't make, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That don't mean y'all can't go on a little date or go to something, go get a bite to eat.
I'm just not into you like that.
Right.
But
there's a difference between being generous to a person and, you know what I'm saying, not and wanting to be intimate, pretty much. It's like, it's a thin line. Like you already know. You know what I'm saying? Just being generous. Like, why would you ask me? How would you segue that?
They be trying. The
they try it.
The feminine ones really be trying it, and it doesn't just go that way because it's the girls too. Like the studs, the dominant females or whatever. They be the same way. They think they are guys.
Yeah.
They think they're guys. And
but you see, you know how the conversation should go like how it was with Slim Thug and Big Frida on the College Hill. You know how Slim Thug was like,
oh yeah, right.
He was like, I've never been around nobody like you, so what would you want me to call you?
He said, what do you identify as?
You know what I'm saying? Right. And he was just really open to the conversation. That's how the conversation should go. And not, you know what I'm saying? Like Frida could have took offense like everybody else, but he was like, well, you know, back home, my homeboys call me bro. You know what I'm saying? With my sister, they call me sis. You know what I'm saying? You know, to some, I'm the brister. You know what I'm saying? He mixed brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how the conversation should go. It's like everybody is not transphobic because they don't know what y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what you want to be called. I don't know.
I feel like when you start, he still have a mind. You know
yeah. Okay, he's still a man at the end of the day.
The ones that are like, he called or she called me a he. Or
yeah,
she,
like that video of that man that keeps saying,
are.
I don't identify as sir. He called me sir again. Every time he kept recording himself at the restaurants. I was like, man, what you like? Come on, man. You seen the video?
No,
I haven't seen that one.
He would put his phone up at the restaurants every time like this and wait on them to call him sir so he could be like, I don't identify as sir. And then try to get the money off, you know what I'm saying? Try to get money off the meal.
No, that's
I'm
not
like,
that's
that's so
works.
That's not how it
crazy,
works.
man.
That's
I
not
don't
how it works.
identify as sir.
That's how I don't understand. I'm like,
I
if
don't
I
care.
see you,
Yeah, like then
Like-
they got the video when at the airport. He was like, "Man, I could choose not to serve you. So
exactly,
what you want to
the
do?"
black guy.
That-
I remember that
I
one.
seen that
He
one
was
too. Like,
we
so how do you want to
escort
handle
out
this?
right now.
So how do you want to do
But
that?
he changed his whole tune.
Yeah, he had to.
When he said that. He was like, okay, and just
All right,
it's
so
back down.
He was like, "So I don't
But
have to."
But that's why I said it's ruining. Like, cause what are you doing?
Because that's a generous
What are you
man trying to
doing?
do his job, and now you want to give him a hard time
You
about
can't tell
identification.
me. You could tell me what to call. You could tell me what to call you when you are what you are. But if I know you, I can't call you a female. Okay, then you can say I don't like. I'm not a female because you're not.
Because
You're
I'm
a
not
male.
right.
But if you want me to call you a lady, and you're not, you can't make my brain.
My brain, right? That's
Exactly.
wired.
to know
Sad
that.
to say the right way.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm
Maurice
not gonna
said they
force.
fired. Maurice said they fired the black guy. I would sue the whole
oh,
entire
in the
airline.
airport.
I would sue
Oh,
the
my
whole airline.
good-
Because you know what? Because then it goes to, what's the word? I mean, what is? Well, I guess not homophobe, but then it goes
Transphobic.
whatever, like all of that, all
Yeah.
the folk. They make it seem like you just don't like gay people. Like it's just
That's crazy.
Is
if
that
they
a
fired
crime?
him, man.
Well,
Yeah,
Maurice said he
everybody.
know.
I didn't see anybody in the comment. Everybody was like, that man should get a raise. He should be in charge of the whole airline because
Because the majority of the time when a video
You
does
fired a
go up
man?
like that, they will fire you just off the strength of the attention.
right,
Yeah.
But you fire me and you go back to that man page and you see this is what he do. So now what you gonna
So
now,
now how do
where
you- but-
where did that put me
but
at when
then,
you
you
see
know-
this is what this man's MO is. He do this everywhere.
But see, these companies, man, at that point, what they gonna gonna give him his job back? No.
No, but you done messed up now because if I was
They
that
just gonna
black
take
man,
that to the
I'd be
chin.
on the internet.
Oh yeah, I'll be trying to.
I'll be
get
there.
my-
That's when I'll be
yeah,
using
yeah,
taking
for sure.
advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
I sure
I'll
would.
definitely fight that to the
All right, we got a
off.
caller coming in. One
Okay.
second.
Probably my boy.
Yeah.
Which one? This. Thanks for calling Keeping It 100. This is Ursula. Who am I talking to? Hello? Can you hear me? I guess they hung up. They hung up?
Maurice, it wasn't nobody Maurice.
Might have been Maurice. If that was you, Maurice, call back. Or whoever that was, call back. It might have been Courtney. Oh, 1 second. Thanks for calling Keeping It 100. This is Miss Ursula. Who am I talking to?
Maurice, what's up, y'all?
What's up? What up? What up?
Look, Jamar was waiting for you to call in.
Yeah.
Hey, when we was talking about the subject for tonight, I was like, me and AJ could have, Angela could just sat out in the waiting
Okay.
area because you and Maurice, you and
we
Jabari
probably
would have had
talked
this
for the
on
whole 2
lock.
hours.
Y'all would have had this on
Yeah.
lock. So what you got to say, Maurice?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, y'all. Hope y'all doing good. But yeah, I was looking at that tonight with the young man that worked for Delta, and he, wasn't playing that, and he told they ended up firing that Delta ended up firing him over that, and the community. That's why these guys have such a hold so much power, is because they're a huge community that has been doing this for quite some time. They've infiltrated the businesses. They've infiltrated the media. They have gotten into a lot of places of power, and they so that when the simple Joe like us, start saying and doing, they can they fight back, and then they make things hard for you. And now you got a lot of them on using their camera phones to try to make you look bad because for some reason you're not sensitive to their preference in life, which is what it is. It's just a preference.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not. One guy, I saw a video, and I sent it to you, Ursula, where this guy says, well, if gender is not an issue, then why do you have to have change your gender or change your cut off this or do that in order to prove it?
Into a firm.
you should-
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
why
said,
do
I
you
think
have
he
to
said
do
it.
that?
He said if your body parts don't define
Don't
your
matter,
gender,
yeah.
then why do you have
Yeah.
to
You
cut
have
them
to
off
alter
to
yourself,
affirm
right.
to affirm it? Which makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
Right. They're treating gender like racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the big
Exactly.
thing that these comedians been talking about a little bit. Dave Chappelle talk about it a lot. It's like y'all talking about trans rights, man. We still working on black people rights.
Okay.
Exactly. We ain't even
What
got
are
over
we
that
talking
yet.
about? We ain't even
Okay.
talk about reparations yet. Y'all want to talk about? Y'all skipped over us. Then
And-
even
and
the
then
Asians,
the fact
they
that-
got Asian hate going on. Like, what are we talking about?
But look, this
Right.
is what gets me, Jabari.
Yep.
When you talking about civil rights, we still working on
we still
regular
working on them same civil rights, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Slavery just got legalized in Mississippi, man.
Exactly. But then you
Like,
have
like-
you have people
like-
getting fired because they call somebody the wrong gender. But I can, a black man can get shot in the street, and we got to fight in order for the police to even be.
Just to get an uproar about
Yeah,
it, just to
I'm
get
just
somebody
like,
locked up
Yeah.
in it.
What
Like,
are we
that's-
doing?
It's crazy, man.
Like your
Exactly.
what is it? Your delusion is worse than my reality. Come on, that's
Oh,
not
for sure,
true.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. The world is
You're
messed
absolutely
up.
correct.
It's messed up.
It's very messed up. But while we got you on the phone, Maurice, so we did social media. Now, a friend of mine, he called me today. He's up in New York right now. And we were on the phone. We were just talking, and he mentioned the show. He asked about the show. And we started talking about relationships. Okay. And he said, men want respect. Women want love. Which
No,
I
that's cap.
think,
That's cap.
Some.
I think for the most part it's true.
It's subjective.
But
I'm
I think
very
women-
heavy on respect.
Well, definitely.
I feel like if you respect me, you love me.
Exactly.
If you don't respect me, then you know
You don't love me.
Yeah. So
But I
That's
think
right.
I think where he was coming from was like women, because they quote unquote love a man, will deal with disrespect. Just come on, we women
some
will.
It go the other way too.
yeah.
Yeah, men too.
That's my whole thing with this whole
If men
argument about
love a woman, they'll tolerate her disrespect. And I'm just like, you can't.
it's bigger. See, that's the thing, man. It don't. You got to be able to look at things from different perspectives. Because
exactly.
it's not disrespect. If you able to look at it from the outside in, it's not her being disrespectful half the time. I can't speak for everybody's situation, but I mean, half the time she's probably yelling for something that
Fed up.
actually has something. You know what I'm saying? Some substance. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's just
If a woman,
sitting there ranting for no reason. If that's the case, then I mean,
if a woman is
Gotta
ranting
be
and
you know what I
raving,
mean, to be together. It ain't that simple. It's that simple.
If
It's
a
like-
woman is ranting and raving, you can best believe you take a walk down memory lane.
yeah, you can put
gonna
the pieces
pick up
together
all
of
the
how you
pieces
got to that point.
of how she got to where she is right now.
Right.
just because you didn't take the trash out, she getting ready to talk about what you did last
Yeah,
like,
week. And
all the
week
steps
before
that happened before then, right.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
And don't be like me. Look, I dealt with this back in 1995. I ain't
Okay.
doing it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But we tend to hold stuff in when we shouldn't.
Yeah.
But we were talking
Well,
about
because we feel like if we say something in every single thing, then we nagging.
then we're nagging.
Right.
But my and I've come to the realization is if you don't tell a man there's a problem, he gonna think that there's no problem.
Yeah, we ain't-
He ain't thinking about that.
Right. At all.
He don't
Yeah, at
know
all.
that you bothered.
Right.
And I think, and it came to a head. I think I had Jamia, and you were at the house, and Jack was at the house, and Jacob, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff. And I think I burned something. I don't think something in the kitchen. I doing something. I burnt something, and he came in, and he argued because it was burnt, and I just flipped because I'm like, you have no idea what I deal with day to day to day. You know what I'm saying? You out here, you can socialize, you can go to work. I'm here with 4 kids.
We was not that bad.
I
Please.
didn't say you were
She
that
act
bad.
like we was.
Jumping out the wall.
Yeah, like we were
that shit.
juvenile delinquents or something. Oh my God.
No, I mean, you got Jamia hollering. The only way she'll
Yeah.
stop screaming is if when
stop.
she get home from school, I'm her mom, but she get home from school, that's when she stops crying.
Right.
Jacob gets home, he wants attention, so I'm trying to work, take him to Taekwondo and do this and do it. And I'm like, I have no time to myself, and then you want to come in here.
I don't know what you would have done without me.
Yeah, I honestly,
Because my brother was at work. He went to work. He came home. He was tired.
He
I don't know
didn't do
what
nothing.
you-
He went straight
yeah,
to sleep.
yeah.
All he did was wake up to eat.
Yeah.
And I like,
And we went
had you
skating on
not
family
been there,
nights.
had you not been there,
Right.
and then remember, after a while, I stopped going to family
Yeah, 'cause
night.
that was your time to
That was
chill,
my
yeah.
time to chill by myself while y'all went out and went skating.
Yeah.
Because I had no time without a toddler on my arm.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Or a
I
child,
just got,
period.
I got fed up. I was just tired. But a woman
Not to
holds
mention
this
before you
stuff.
had your own kids, you had kids.
7
Right,
at my
so,
house. 7
all right.
kids from the age, look, didn't miss a beat, from 3 to 12. 12?
Don't get me to line. But then we got to think about when you went to Greenville, or when we was in Greenville, and all the
Had to add Tanya and Destiny and all the rest of
Denaj
it.
and
Yeah.
all of them too.
But like I said, women hold so much stuff in, and I think that's part of the breakdown when you do start vocalizing your I guess your when you're upset and how you feel towards the man. It comes out the blue to him because you don't know, you never said nothing before. So, but yeah, we were talking about relationships, and he was like, women today, even down to men, they do stuff on social media for pure likes. Like, that's the catalyst for everybody's social media page, is to get likes. And they now they get to where they do these crazy posts. They do pranks, all kind of crazy pranks. People have died doing the whole flip off the boat challenge, not knowing that you flip on, you fall on water flat. It's like hitting a brick wall. Man was paralyzed. A couple people got killed doing that. They take half naked pictures. These girls have no clothes on social media.
What was going on when they was eating the cinnamon?
Yeah, you can't swallow cinnamon
Yeah.
whole like
Them
that.
people
was about to
people
kill
are
themselves.
doing the little lip thing where they was
Man,
the
the
kids
challenge
was
has been
sucking up
going
their
on
lips.
realistically for the
one
past
chip challenge. The little boy just died from that. Like
10
what y'all?
years.
What chip challenge?
The one chip, the hot chip challenge. Little
He died?
14-year-old boy, yes,
Died.
How?
Everybody wants
hot.
everybody want their 15 minutes.
A fame.
Their
It
15
kind of started when
minutes of
people
fame.
started planking and all that.
Yeah.
You remember
The
that
plank
era?
challenge. Yeah.
That's when it really started.
People just started doing it at school. The whole class was doing it. The whole
That's
school
when
was doing
started.
it.
That's when everybody wanted to go viral and all that.
But this whole lip thing challenge, we did that with the vacuum cleaner back in the day.
Yeah, but no, but this is
You remember?
dangerous.
You remember the
They're-
pass out thing when we was in middle school?
What?
You don't remember that game?
Yeah, I ain't doing passing out.
Okay, wait a minute. What was this?
Man,
The flex. It was the flexing thing.
yeah, you used to have to like breathe a certain amount of times.
Flexing.
Oh, and it
And then-
cost your arm. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Give me some pass out.
Pass out.
Oh, nah.
If we was recording back then, that would have went up, boy. I'm just sitting there thinking. I just thought
Almost made me choke myself.
I ain't played that one.
But
I ain't never do
But
it
that's the
myself.
thing.
When I was
but you got these kids out here doing these crazy challenges just because of social media.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Social media has been the best, worst thing that ever happened to society.
Yeah, it's the benefit and the downside of the age of information.
Exactly.
It's so much information, people don't know what they say. It make you dumb, and then
I
some
don't know
people know how
what
to
the
utilize
best.
it.
I don't know what the best part about it is. If it's just like advertising or something, I would say that it made people lazy as far as as far as like getting their business and stuff out. But I don't see no good in this.
You're absolutely correct. There's no good in it because they're not building anything. They're not planning anything. They're not growing food from this. They're not building
nothing
a house
physical.
from this.
Yeah, nothing physical.
Nothing. They're not teaching and rearing children from this or inventing anything that would make life better for the human race. They're not doing anything. What it is again, everybody wants to be those folks want to be an actor. They want to be seen. They want to for everybody to give them those likes, and then that money comes along with it. So, which discouraged me. If I can be personal here, it discouraged me from being an actor. I worked hard for years in the '90s to try to be an actor, and it was a slow process until I eventually got my SAG card and did a few shows and been in some movies and stuff like that. But now it's like you don't want to do it no more because you're seeing a lot of people coming up here and they done took over that business. Such an inflation of it now that it's almost not worth it. Now it's about let's bring it back down, guys, and then try to teach. It's like let's teach our children to do better and everything. Of course, starting with ourselves. But it's a terrible thing now. What I see on social media.
Well, now
It's
since
not
we're talking
worth anything.
about social media, we're gonna bring up, and then we talked about it before, about the whole Cat Williams. Now Darius McCrary came out and he talked about how he said everybody at some point in time in Hollywood was inappropriately touched by somebody. And then, Raz
that
B.
That is a fact.
Yeah, Raz B from B2K.
Oh, that's old news right there.
Yeah, he came out a long time ago and said this stuff, and people were talking about he was crazy. He's mad because of whatever, and now, it's like you feel vindicated, but then you ticked off because now all of a sudden because somebody else said it, now people want to be like, oh, maybe he wasn't lying, but no, the whole thing we were talking about earlier was Kelly Price. Kelly Price did a video, not too long ago. And I guess somebody commented on, she's a secular artist. She's not a gospel artist. She was just on Sunday's Best. She was a judge on Sunday's Best. And she came out, and I don't know who said something under her post or whatever, but she came and made a video that she was going to air out everybody's business. And she said, word for word, I am the only person that was touring with Sunday Best that was not bed hopping and that was not messing with little boys and that how ministers were trying to get in her bed. Now she aired all, but then she said something that while you may be telling the truth about something, it gives me pause because she says, but I'm not going to tell my story for free.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, well, wait a minute.
You want to capitalize off
but but what gets me is people that do the whole thing that she was saying. People's like, oh my God, who was she talking about?
That's why she said
forget who
that.
she's talking about. The fact is, you stayed on tour
exactly
with people who you say were bed hopping, that were ministers trying to sleep with you, and that they was messing with little boys, and you said nothing.
Now you want to say something?
You didn't say anything.
Like, hey, that's like the Me Too.
It's
the Me Too crowd.
Like the Me Too crowd.
Exactly.
Now you want to say something? Like, come on.
Now you want to say something because they, when you see that they're not getting parts or anything like that no more. I didn't have any sympathy for most of those actresses that were saying, oh, well, this Harvey, Harvey did this and Harvey did that. But it's like, yeah, but he put you in numerous movies, so that means you kept going back to him for these. For these parts, and now that you're not getting anything,
now it's a problem.
He did this to me. Now it's a Me Too thing, and it's
like
going
some of
viral.
these people haven't got anything in a long time. I'm just not understanding.
Like the whole Bill Cosby thing. When you come back with an allegation,
Bill Cosby, R.
from
Kelly, all
50,
of them.
60 years ago.
Yeah, 50 years ago is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
and what was that lady named? The main one?
What's her
Jackie,
name, man?
Janet or something? The old lady that be in the
basketball looking female, the one with the bush.
Man, what is her name, man?
Which person you talking about?
The one that was it Bill Cosby?
Yeah,
the white lady.
Janice Dickinson.
Janice Dickinson.
Like, girl.
Yeah.
You knew better.
But then to come out after it was over and say, well,
decades
it
later.
didn't happen. Well, she said it happened, and then a couple years later, she says, oh well, it didn't all happen to me.
Well, she didn't go to prison.
Yeah,
man.
For that.
Anytime somebody
because he did
like
time.
That, yeah, he did time for
exactly.
that. Anytime somebody play like that, they need to go to jail, man. Just like the girl that lied on the boy out here talking about he gave her HIV. She needs to go to jail.
Yeah, she need to go to jail. Yes, because he was
you need to go to jail.
He
for
was
that.
that was shared
You
all
ruined,
through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
It went viral nationally, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Who said this now?
Some girl from Raleigh, St. Aug College said that a boy gave her HIV and
made up fake text messages.
Made up message texting herself, making it seem like it was him. He had to literally like post his results from. He didn't have to do nothing,
right.
but in his mind,
it was going crazy. Like in
his mind, he had to like show y'all like, listen, this is my
his
results.
responses and. Well, it wasn't him, but the responses.
She was texting herself.
Right, and she was saying, my results came back, and he was like, the response was like, I'm sorry, I've had it for 7 months.
Yeah,
I knew they gave it to me, but the way it was set up, he was just like, he just giving it out to people. She need to go to jail.
She needs to go to jail for that.
Yeah, that's right.
Until you start holding these people who are lying on people up.
Right.
Until you start holding them accountable, they're going to continue to do the same thing. Just
Why
like,
would
I say it on almost every show. R. Kelly went to jail, but he should not be in jail by himself.
Oh no,
That's
them
right.
parents need to go ahead because
The
they got
parents need to
pictures
go to
taken in with
jail
him.
because you can't tell me
Especially
that,
the ones that was that did the documentary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they was talking in circle. They
Exactly.
set themselves up.
Exactly.
There was so many
the,
questions.
The bodyguards or his handlers or whoever that said that they would go. He said I would go to the ball and see girls and give them his phone number or get their phone number and then have them come to the hotel. Okay,
So you're an accessory.
You're a sex trafficker.
You're an accessory.
That's
then.
right. He's a tracker.
Exactly.
He's a trafficker. He's definitely a trafficker.
So why aren't you in jail? Because you're gonna tell on somebody now? But all of this stuff was kept secret until the one thing that happened when R. Kelly ran out of money.
Yeah, they was talking about that a little
Yeah.
bit.
Once he ran out of money, that's when people started talking. And
Yep.
I think he got a raw deal. I think if you whatever you did, you need to go to jail, but you need to take the other ones with you. Period. But yeah,
What's that guy's name? What's the name of the guy? Begins with a D. He was dating Aaliyah.
Dame Dash.
Dame Dash.
He was talking about how he was talking the most hatred of R. Kelly, and
Yeah, he hated
was going on and on after she died about how he treated her and how he did this and how he did that. And I was like, well, bro, look, them two were married, and they had to get permission from her parents before they did all that, and they made it public that they were married. So they were a married couple. What are you tripping about? Tripping off of? And now she's dead. She can't really come up here and defend herself, with what you're saying.
And he's coming in on the tail end of that relationship. You weren't even with her around that time they was together. So
And she wasn't so innocent as people think neither. I don't
Right.
see none, a few pictures and
No.
stuff with
She
other
wasn't
people,
as innocent,
with other
and
men.
neither were her parents.
Right.
Yeah.
but see,
Right.
and I think and this comes into the other topic that I want to talk about that has been a problem with our society is music.
Yes.
Our music has went from let me go back. Let me see. You had people like, was it Barry White, Luther, Shanice, Michelle A, Whitney Houston, Mariah, New Edition. You had who was it? And then you had rappers like Salt and Pepper, TLC, MC Light, Queen Latifah. Everything they talked about was about love, relationships, unity, togetherness, fun, having fun, being together. And then I think we went into the whole, the liberated age, the promiscuity age, put that way. You had people like Naughty by Nature, 95 South, 69 Boys, R. Kelly, Foxy Brown, Trina, Little Kim. And it was all about promiscuity, sex, cheating, all that. And then on the scene, here come
The
gangster rap,
The gangsters.
gangster rap, which was who was it? Tupac, Biggie, Cube, Dre, Eazy-E, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, Too Short, Ice-T, Boosie, Birdman, 50 Cent.
None of them went to jail or prison for anything they said.
Nothing.
Now, all of them, a whole bunch of them is going to jail, and they using their words from the songs to get them
prove-
RICO charges.
Thank you. And they're using their music
But
against them now.
it's because they are rapping about things they really did.
That's the
which
difference.
is dumb.
Okay, like
That's the difference. Like
investigation.
Biggie used to
Oh,
literally tell a story, and he could say like, "This just I just made
Yeah,
everything
I just made
up,
it
bro.
up.
I just made that up just
the
now."
police not gonna say, "Well, we got something under investigation."
Like we
right
could
now.
say word for word on our criminal report everything that you just said. Like they wouldn't be able
What's
to
the
do
boy
that.
named Melly? Why is that?
YNW Millie.
Yeah.
He is locked up right now for killing his friend. That he made a
Allegedly.
song. Allegedly, sorry. Allegedly killing his friend.
No,
But he made a song about it. And told everything that happened, and how he did it, and what he felt like after he did it. And like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But now,
Why would you do that?
I saw a documentary. Well, not a documentary. I saw a video the other day. They talked about hip hop, right? And how back in the day when hip hop first came out, how it was like Grandmaster Flash, Public Enemy, Eric B, Run DMC, Sugar Hill Gang. All these people, Dougie Fresh. That it was all about.
KRS-One.
KRS-One. It's about togetherness, unity, self-love, respect, family, that whole nine, and it was just remember they came up with the medallion. Remember the medallion, Jabari, the African medallion people used to wear around their neck, and they didn't like the fact that they was through song uniting people as a race. And he said that what they did was
they had a meeting.
You
know, I know.
Go ahead, Jabbar.
They had a meeting.
I knew he could probably tell you better than I do.
The reason why I know so much about it because I heard artists actually say that they was invited to these meetings. Bone Thugs and Harmony was invited to the meeting. Wu-Tang Clan was invited to the meeting, and it was a meeting by all the Jewish owners talking about how they need to talk about pretty much everything that's going on right now. Talk about the gang banging, idolize sex appeal and sex sales. That was when all that started. This is the early thousands. Because the meeting happened in like the late 90s. And by the thousands, that's pretty much what happened. BET Uncut came. Who owns these companies? The Jewish owners that we were talking about that had the meetings. That's who owns these companies at the time. BET wasn't black owned.
Nope, no.
So it's like, that's what I be trying to tell people. It's like a lot of people thought it was, but then you start paying attention like, why do I keep seeing these same shows? And that's when all the reality TV shows started too, which was another detriment to society.
Oh, God.
These reality shows, that's when all that started. And then like Love and Hip Hop and all that. It's like, okay, you like these artists? Well, let me show you their real life, quote unquote. And let's see if y'all follow suit. Now look at everybody.
But see, it was like you said, quote unquote, their real life. Now,
in the beginning, it was their real life. Jim Jones really ran down the old buddy on Love and Hip Hop New York.
But now it's like they are scripting reality TV.
They're setting up
scripting
random areas and making it seem like you just walk by, like, oh, I didn't know you were sitting right here. Like, come on, man, you got the camera set up right here. You got to think that's called the fourth dimension. That's called the fourth wall. You got to keep it in reality.
Two, three angles.
People don't see the fourth wall, but y'all do.
Back in the day, it was you could tell it was raw and uncut.
Yeah, you could tell.
You could see the cameraman maybe.
You could tell like that. Even if they knew they was gonna be in the same place, the energy was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they got to the event, they like, okay, I got a problem with this person for real, so I'm really about to come with that. Now they're making the problems as they go.
Yeah.
Like literally creating problems.
They got mad at Amada because Amada was like, "Do you really think I've been in a relationship with Safari?"
Right.
This was written.
It's all applied.
It's a script. You know, but like, how do you script reality? The real reality TV was when Real World first came out.
Real World for sure, yeah. Real
when it
World
first came out,
all that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they saw
Big
how
Brother, all the shows like
certain
that.
things happen, and it drew viewers. So then they made these scripts where all that stuff still happened. People fell in love with each other. People got fight. People got jealous. All this crazy stuff. Reality TV, I think, is number 3 on the list of what is wrong with the world today. What kind of person
are you, though, to act like you go with somebody?
It's a job.
Sick mind, man. It's a sick mind, man. I'm talking about people having kids and everything. Safari had kids with an old girl, and then Erica Mano with it. That's what that's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, like y'all going too far with this.
I think they quote unquote fell in love when they did Big Brother. They fell in love then, but I don't think you fell in love. I think you were secluded with somebody for so long.
Yeah, just being in proximity with somebody for so long. Yeah, like.
And you know what? I feel like that happens behind the scenes at a lot of shows and stuff like that people get so. I talked about this with Tiana Taylor and Iman. I hate
their situation.
They didn't have.
I hate the fact that they broke up.
But I feel like it didn't. They were like good.
They were fine before everybody knew.
No, yeah, I'm talking about before the shot. Like before the shot came out before he started acting or whatever have you. Because what year was that?
But allegedly they was separated during that time too. We just didn't know.
I just felt like
what it was the televised. Everybody could see. Everybody got an opinion because everybody was going hard about how their daughter be talking to him and stuff like that.
Right.
We know that it's only a matter of time before y'all start having conversations about it, stuff like that in the house. Like, all right, now you need to get on Junie. You know what I'm saying? And she be looking like, what you mean? Like, Junie be just being herself. You know, I could see that in my mind. Like, them arguing about little stuff like that. It's like, you never know. I feel like
the TV shows get involved, too. Like,
it jeopardizes their relationship.
If the way that he was acting like he was having sex with her and all of that and being with her.
On the shy.
You can't tell me that it's not a conversation at home. Like, I seen how your face really was. Like, you know, I'm just saying. Like,
you never know. I mean, you never know.
Up at home, and I know it does.
Yeah, you never know.
I know it does.
So it's like, I mean, and the thing about it is, and it's not just us, it's everybody get so engaged in other people's situations, and we want to see what's going to happen next. It's almost like watching a TV show, like a
That's
TV
exactly
show, but
what
it's like
it is.
watching a scripted, like SVU and things like that, and you trying to figure out what's going to happen, what's real, what ain't real. And so we are spending most of our time stuck in front of the TV watching these other people's lives, and they're getting paid to entertain us. And I just don't understand what it is about reality TV that has everybody gripped, where that's the be all end all. But like I said, I think, like, back to what we were talking about the music. Sukihana, let me tell you something.
She out the J.
If you don't know who Sukihana is, just look her name up. And she talked about how she was she assaulted or something?
Oh, by that guy.
YK Osiris kissed her, like.
Yeah, but
it
nobody
wasn't
told her.
consent.
She never told.
He kissed her, like.
I understand what kind of
it wasn't
music.
consented.
I understand what kind of music she make, but she never said she wanted any man to just be walking around kissing on her.
But then and I understand that. I totally agree with that. Don't put your hands on me. Don't put your lips on me. Don't touch me if I don't want you to touch me.
There was plenty of women, Lil' Kim and all them. They talk nasty.
The problem I have with her is it's like telling a man, you can't touch me in between my legs, but then I go and sit directly in his face, like when you at down, and spread my legs on both sides of his face and put it right there and say, "Don't be touching me. Don't be touching me." I mean, really? Don't get me wrong. He has no right to touch her, regardless of what she does. Mm-hmm. But you gotta help hold yourself accountable too. And then she got these little kids out here with signs walking, talking about,
because her tours be
liberate your whatever. And I'm just like, she's a kid.
Her tours be ageless. Like, they don't have no age limit.
But why? You should have.
Why would you let your kid go?
Exactly.
You got to buy the ticket.
The whole video now of the little girls singing that song, Bend Over. Let me tell you something.
That's Sexy Red.
Let me tell you something. And she's another one. Let me tell you something. Not say none of my kids. And them kids were 2, 3, and 4.
The whole gang of them.
How? No, they weren't even 4. They weren't even 4. They were like 2 and 3 years old.
There's no way, bro.
They was in like daycare. And how are you letting your kids? Because somebody had to record it.
Yeah, exactly.
So how are you letting your kid at that age? And I bet you neither one of them know what 1 + 1 is.
Okay.
And that's the crazy part, because no matter what songs that Jaja could sing, that boy know his math, know how to read, know all that stuff. So we can let him sing songs all day. I don't care.
That goes back to your kid. That maybe your parent does.
That's all it boiled down to. Like, the kids are going to sing songs. That's. Sorry.
They play a game. I'm not gonna say the particular game, but they play a game, and I asked one of my homegirls, I'm like, "Dude, your baby got the game up there because they can play together?" She's like, "No, that's age."
Yes, age inappropriate. That's what she said.
So what I feel about that is everything is. I mean, a whole bunch of
yeah,
things.
they got
It's
access
about
to
how
anything.
you raise your kids.
YouTube is age inappropriate these days. So you want to be realistic.
It's about how you raise your kids. If your kids see something they know they're not supposed to be doing, or they hear a song they know they're not supposed to be cuss. Jaja will sing a song. He know he better not say the cuss word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he know that.
He know
that was any of us growing up.
Yeah, but
even
now.
Michael Jackson. He had the 4 little cuss words in his song, but we could be singing it, and we'll get to that part and be like, and keep singing.
Keep it going, all right.
But it was about respect. Kids these days don't have any respect for the parents that are raising them.
It's because they didn't teach it.
No.
That's really boiled down to. It goes right back to the parenting. It goes right back. It goes right to the parenting. It's a reflection.
You said it right on time.
It's a reflection of the household.
Exactly. I don't think that any.
It's like you can't blame the kids.
I don't want to start talking about taking people's kids away from them, but at this point in time, you're just raising another issue for society. To me,
say it again.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think
right.
If you're not gonna parent your children, if you're not gonna raise your children to be productive members of society, you shouldn't be raising them.
Right.
Because all you're doing is raising If I got a 5-year-old who I know is a pure monster, who don't do nothing I tell him to do, terrorizes his school, and then you got a daughter who's the same age as he is, and they go to the same. I don't want my kid. I wouldn't want my kid anywhere near him. because they're gonna grow up with this.
That's
kid.
right.
Yeah, that plays a big part to your peers who you're around. That plays a big part of your come up because it really, you got to be out there majority of the time. Once you're in school, you in school by yourself.
By yourself.
The majority of the day, and you're gonna be influenced by who's around you.
But that's goes because Jaja is not. That goes to saying how you raise your kid. You let them know from the jump. You don't follow nobody. Don't be copying nobody. If a person don't want to talk to you, do not forcing it.
Yeah.
Jaja, I watch him. I let him walk up to the school on his own, but I watch him from afar, and I watch how he mingle, with some friends, and he do this. He's not thirsty about the friend. The friend's usually running up to him, screaming his name. He real chill. Just, be like that. You don't have to be copying nobody. He come home, he'll tell us what somebody else,
what somebody else said or whatever the case may be.
Instead of copying them, what I'm saying, he'll like, let me tell you what they did today. And I asked him, I said, do you be saying bad words when you're not around? I just asked him today. I said, you be saying bad words when you're not around me because I want to know. And he's like, what he say? He was playing at first, but then he got serious, and he was like, no. I don't.
No.
He said, I don't say that. My friends do. He
said he was honest about
some
that.
of my friends do, but he said he don't say bad words. And he tells me the truth majority of the time.
Yeah.
Like, even if he's lying, I'll get it out of him, and he'll tell me the truth because I always tell him that if you tell the truth, you're probably gonna be all right.
You be all right. Yeah.
If you lie
Don't be
to
lying.
me, you're gonna get in trouble, and
Now,
I know when you're lying.
We got, I think, a couple of us watching. Tony Powell, my cousin Tony Powell was watching. Derek Corey, Mama watching. Linda Williams, and I got a friend of mine just joined. Frank Ambrusco from Germany. Let me tell you something.
Oh wow, cool.
He's here in Georgia now, but I met him in Germany, and when I say dance, this dude was amazing. Like, he got us in all the cool parties. He was that it person that know where all the cool parties at and can get you in. That was him. But hey Frank, how you doing? I love you. Hope to see you. I'm going to Georgia soon, so I hope to see you when I get down there. But I think when you talk about with Jaja, with Jamia, I had them blinders on because when she's home, it's mommy and mom, and they're all love you, huggy, huggy and all this other stuff. And then she was at school one day and somebody ticked her off. And so I get a phone call from her, and she's like, just want to call and tell you that Coach Campbell told me to call you and let you know that I was in the hallway yelling and I said something I shouldn't have said. I said, really? Because Coach Campbell is Jacob's old football coach, right? So he knew, that her downfall, not her downfall, but her thorn in her side is the fact that...
Talking about Southeast, EJ?
Yeah, Southeast. The fact that everybody knew who Jacob was, all the teachers know who she is. Because she was always out there.
Right.
And so he always is like right down behind her, keeping an eye on her. And I was like, yeah, then go back and tell him, apologize to him for even him having to even hear you saying stuff, saying what you should have been saying. And so you can't come and tell me now that you ain't saying nothing. It could have been a one-time incident where somebody ticked you off and you just went off on somebody. But I know you because I knew who she was. Look, Gerard, I knew who she was raised around. Oh, yeah. So I know the mouth. I know the mouth that she can have. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get raised with Angelica for nothing. Okay. She don't play that. Not when it comes to her family or somebody trying to touch her or somebody talking about her. She draw the line right there. But when I think personally, like when we don't recap the night, like we say, I think civil rights, social media, reality TV, and music have played a detrimental part in the breakdown of society. And it's only getting worse. Like, it's literally only getting worse. I don't think there's nothing else that can... I ain't gonna say that. Do you think there's any way to come back from that? Or do you see it going even further than it is now?
It's only one way to get off the internet. Ain't no way
But
around
who's
it.
them do that, though?
Yeah, that's the part.
You have access. You
literally have
access to the world.
That's the only
you have
way.
access to the world at your hands. Like
they got to do what China was doing in Korea, North Korea, and all them. They was monitoring your internet use and all that. I mean, everybody want to talk about communism and all that stuff, but hey.
But they also said that even with TikTok that we get a different algorithm that
they don't. Yeah, they don't have the TikTok that they have in America. They don't. Yeah, it's not the same.
But even knowing that, wouldn't you want to not do what you're doing? If you know that somebody's targeting you or thinking that
people
you
don't
are
care.
less
People
than,
don't even know what we talking about right now.
Say what?
Like honestly, like just like with the whole Israel thing, that's still going on right now. Like I just seen a video of a lady talking about she slipped up and said that she called it a genocide. She slipped up and said it. She was like, "Don't compare this the Holocaust to this genocide." And she was like, "Oh," because everybody that was in the room was like, "Whoa!" It's like, come on now, you just blatantly said that y'all was committing a genocide against the Palestinian people on national TV. It was like on CNN or something like that. I was like, but nobody knows.
She was like on a
On a panel. She was on a panel and she said that.
and they just cut it off.
And they was just like, yeah, she was like, ooh, everybody in the background, you could hear the oohs and like, you messed up. It's like, come on now, nobody knows about that though. Like,
so what is the state right now of the situation with Israel?
man, it's pretty much ground zero out there right now in Palestine.
I seen
It's
the
looking
videos.
crazy in
the
Gaza.
pictures.
Yeah, it's still going on. And America keep pumping money to Israel, but that's another story too.
So they finally chose a side.
I mean, America never was on Palestine side at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was never even in question.
But I think they're
It's been 34 years.
Yeah, exactly.
34 years since Shahrazad Ali talked about what we're talking about now on Donahue and a bunch of other talk shows. If we don't start dealing with our children now, she wrote 2 books, one for men, one for women, to tell them, hey, look, this is what has been taught to our kids for 200 years, through slavery, through the 1900s up to now. Now is the time to fix it. That was 34 years ago. And the only thing that has changed is that it's gotten worse. And when you have people that throughout the 90s that were telling people how to deal with yourself and your children so that they would not be in a worse state than what they are now, they got criticized, they got booed, they got fussed at by their own. Bill Cosby was one of them.
I you know what? When you say that, and it's like, if you look at the great scheme of everything that we talked about tonight is nothing more than a deterrent. Like, it keeps us occupied, and it keeps the majority of us occupied and distracted from the real things that we need to be talking about, the real things that's going on in the world.
Or the things that we need to do.
Yeah.
We owe our children, what we owe our children is the best chance to be a success on their own right.
All right.
And to make it in this world, and to make it in this world. Okay? Even if we lose their love in the process, the fact is that we did it. And when we look at them and how they react in their lives as adults, and when they have children, you can take comfort in that.
Yeah, that's when the
in saying
reflection
that,
comes
okay,
anyway. When you're
my
an adult.
child has a roof. My child is able to put a roof over their head. They're able to put food in their stomach, clothes on their back. They're intelligent. They don't let nobody play them for a fool. They are able to be self-sufficient. They're economically sound. They're able to communicate with other people than just English-speaking people. They have been around, and they're teaching this to their children. And even if your children hate you because you push them into doing that, you can take solace in that, hey, you know what? I did my job.
Yeah.
That's what we owe them. 'Cause our kids owe us nothing.
All right.
They don't owe us a single thing. My kids don't owe me a yes, sir. They don't owe me a change of diaper when I become old. They don't owe me a place to stay. They owe me absolutely nothing because they didn't ask to be here. But here they are.
All right.
And now it's my responsibility to give them the greatest chance, to give them everything that I have, that I can give them, even if it means I have to go back to school and learn stuff to teach them, to debrief them from the crap that they learn at school or from other kids because of the crap that their parents are teaching them.
Well,
And
see,
that is how
we're fighting
fix
two
this.
fights. We're fighting
This
against.
is how we're going to fix it, but it takes action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're fighting against what they're, what they're hearing on their own, and then the influence that they have when they're out, like at school and different places, because of what those parents are teaching their kids. And a lot of parents are not teaching their kids what we're teaching our kids, or they're not teaching the discipline that we're teaching our kids. So we literally have to fight that battle day in and day out.
Yes, and it's worth it.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely worth it.
People are scared.
Yeah, it's worth it in the end. Because think about it. This is the reason you even had children is to pass on your information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To keep your line going. To pass on what knowledge that you know, and who and what you are.
But you know what? That's
their
one
purpose of
thing.
being.
That's one thing that was another breakdown, especially in the Black community. Those stories and the history was it used to be a great thing to sit back and listen and those stories and take those stories and pass them down from generation to generation. And it's like, I'm trying to tell my kids all the different stories. Like they listen to their grandpa and their grandma about the stories from back in the day. But I'm like, I have to, I guess, press the importance of them learning it so that they can pass it down. Because some kids don't even want to hear about the past.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear about
they
what
don't.
happened back then. But we perish for lack of knowledge. And I think that the one thing I've always said was, if you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it.
Right. That's what I was saying. If they get to where they don't want to listen or they don't want to hear it, you just got to let them learn on their own. It's gonna happen.
Or do this number, or make it interesting, or you can make it interesting. Okay, you know how you give them stuff just because it's Christmas, or it's because their birthday, or because you did good by learning the stuff that they taught you in school. Give them stuff to learn from your own in your home. Give them that information. Make them do papers on your family, and says, now if you do good on this paper. And it's accurate and it's correct. Well, guess what? And you can tell me more about it based on what you've learned. Then guess what? Then then maybe I can see my way to get you this, or I can see my way to take you here, or I can see my way to do this. At least then it's a balance.
Yeah, it got to be incentive based
in
in today's society for sure.
People,
Well, see, that's the
working
thing.
for it.
People so worried about their kids being like upset with them, and they want to be.
They just want to be friends.
Yeah.
Everybody your friend.
If your kids if you don't tee your kids off or make them upset, then you're not doing right.
Yeah, man,
you're not
like-
doing something right.
I have to, and we'll go back to with Jaja and Maury, and I see how Jaja's like a sponge. He
Yeah, for
literally
sure.
soaks up everything he
Yeah.
hears, which is why you have to be careful what you say around him.
Right.
And then I watch Maury, who emulates everything that he see him do, and then sometimes Maury just do his own thing.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I'm
does
saying?
his
Majority
own
of the
thing.
time, he's
Yeah,
not
he don't-
even. He don't care.
He don't really care.
Yeah, he's like,
care.
when he sees Jaja doing something that he's never seen him do before, then he'll
He's right
look
behind
at it, and he'll try to emulate it, but then he'll be like, you know what, I'm
If he
going
ain't
back
got
over
it,
here.
Go back do what I'm
You
doing.
know,
Yeah.
but that's why when we took him to church, and the fact that I made Jamia, well, I didn't make her, but we asked her, and we said, hey, will you teach the kids Sunday school? And she's like, okay, and she goes back there. One thing, kids love her. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Jaja and Mari love her.
Right.
And listen, I watched them look at her. And they look with this intense, like they hanging on every word that she says. And the fact that when they came back, it was like you say, incentive based, because they came back into church and she's like, okay, I got these questions. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You got to answer these questions. And they in front of the whole church. And they was like, okay. And they ain't miss a beat the whole time answering these questions. And so Jaja realized and Maury realized that, they did so good. Okay, Grandpa gonna take me to go get this, and Grandpa's gonna, if I do good on this, we might go out to eat, or we might go get a toy. Because he was like, okay, we're gonna stop over here to the toy store. They eyes light up. So now they like, even when they don't get something, because they don't get something every time.
Right, they know it's okay. Yeah.
But they know, okay, I'm gonna keep doing good because
at a
eventually
certain
we're gonna
point.
go back to this toy store,
Yeah.
And I just think if we don't teach our kids and, like you said, give them some incentive, and like you said, the paper, Maurice, that's the same thing I did with Jacob when he wrote a paper, and the teacher gave him an A. I looked at the paper, there was no capitalization, there was no punctuation, no periods, no commas, and I'm like, how did you give him a A for this paper? She's like, oh, well, the paper was great. I said, no, the content was great.
I just had to say something
The
about
paper was garbage.
my baby was spelling words all wrong and stuff, and she still gave him a
She still gave him 100,
And I'm like, why did she do that?
But
And
you
he
know,
did not spell the
when I
word
think
right.
about it, I'm not justifying it. They got like 300 students, so I know they're not really reading.
they're not
They're
reading.
going through each. They're looking for the content.
The word was on the paper multiple times, and it was definitely spelled wrong.
Kindergarten's a little different. So yeah, you could you know what I'm saying, go through and look at one word, you know what I'm saying, for an actual high school paper. I understand them teachers are not reading
just think that
300
I'm like,
papers.
there's no way that he should have got 100 on this paper.
Everybody should be correct.
And so,
But then you think about it from the field, teachers don't get paid that much anyway. They
But
probably sitting there
goes
like,
back to what Maurice said, you got to do it at home. Now this
You
one,
have
it's
to.
like, do I wanna
Because
homeschool my
now-
kids? Because you didn't even tell him that this word that he wrote on this paper 5 times, how he thought he wrote it how it sound.
right.
But when you looked at it, it was completely off. Like you knew what word has SC or CS. It was something like that. It was just off. And I'm like, why would she not, circle it or do something? You just you put a sticker there and gave him 100.
Gave him a sticker, yeah.
No, like
they look at how long it does it meet the length that they asked for. They meet,
That ain't-
and they
They're
go
scanning
off
through
of
the
those
word.
basic things
If they even grading, they
If they-
probably
yeah.
grading for completion.
just for completion.
And the literacy rate for America is like 30%, something crazy. Don't even understand
We
how
were looking at-
illiteracy correlates to getting locked up. Like, I'm looking at all this stuff.
We
Like,
were just
it's
looking
crazy.
at the grading scale for like each school.
Yeah, ridiculous around Raleigh.
Ain't no-
What they're
and there
what
is
they're
no
doing
A,
is they're
there's no
instead of
Cs.
There's,
pushing instead of pushing the education the way
Maury
it's
School
supposed
had
to
a
be.
C.
Yeah, instead of pushing the education the way it's supposed to be, they're bringing the standards down to meet the kids where they are. So they're not
They
progressing.
even
any.
changed the grade point scale, man.
Oh, yeah.
A is a 90 now, bro. I remember being in high school sick when I got a 90,
93.
91. Like, dang, bro, I had 2 points. I could have had an A. What? I would have went crazy. I had a 3.3. I had a 4.0 back these days.
Exactly.
What?
They need to go back and they need to go back
They
and
need to change the
recalculate
rules. Change my
grades.
transcript real quick. You talking about 90s is an A now. A F is a 59 or something. I remember a F was a 69 or something
Yep.
like that.
Anything
65.
below 70
Anything
was
below
not
70
passing.
was not passing. I remember that. Like, what?
That's right. Anything over, that's right. You're right.
Then the
You're absolutely right.
2.0 was the GPA you had to play sports, which is still C average. Now I'm pretty sure that's probably like a 1.5, something crazy.
But it's like you want me to get a C average when the grade on the school all the way around is a D.
It's a D, right?
There's no school
'cause they
in
grade
Wake
the
County
school.
right now with a
We just
B
found that
or
out.
A.
We just found that out.
C and down.
They grade the schools
Yeah.
off of
Every school
the
wake
same
up.
grade point average, and yeah, it's not
What
looking
was the
good.
schools that was
The good schools are over New Brunswick County, Chatham County, which is in Cary.
like,
These are the
Of
schools that
course.
have A's.
Of course.
What's the other one?
the whole Wake County. Every school in Wake
Green
County
Hope,
have a C and
all
down.
those they got A's. Yeah, all the public schools around these parts. D's.
But now, have you
C's.
noticed that most of our not elementary, but the middle school kids, they get bussed out to different communities?
We were talking about that a little
You know
bit.
what I'm saying?
How you live
But-
over there where we live at, and you going to Middle Creek is crazy.
Apex. Right?
Yeah, Jamie went
Riding the
Jamie
bus
went to
45, 50
Westlake,
minutes
which
every
is out
morning.
right
Right
beside
Apex. It's right
beside
there in the
Middle
same
Creek.
area. Yeah, it's right there by Middle
And I
Creek.
said, well, but then I looked at the school. It's like you go to elementary. That she went to elementary school across town, over by NC State.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you move over to Apex to go to middle school.
Curriculum way
You know what I'm
different.
saying? Curriculum's completely different.
Way different.
And then you come to Southeast where the standards dropped even more,
Yeah.
drop back down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what does that do to any kid's psyche? You know what I'm saying? When they're trying to learn and they're pushing themselves to meet the limit that you got that everybody's supposed to be meeting, But now they don't have to try that hard.
Nah,
They just passing these kids at this point.
for sure.
They just passing.
Yep.
But yeah,
They want to get it. It's a what is a 16-year-old teacher out here right now? Is she 16?
why?
I don't know. She's viral right now on TikTok.
Why is
She
she
went
16
to
teaching?
14. She was 14 years old in college. I don't know. But she's out here. She's viral.
Now,
on
don't get me
TikTok.
wrong. I think you are
And-
maybe a genius.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that you are way above your
But
time.
you're not ready.
You're
But
not
you're not
capable
ready to
of
be
leading.
anybody,
Yeah, leading a class
I
anything.
don't care
at
how
16.
smart you are. You're not ready.
You could be a
You're not
tutor.
You could do a
mature
little.
I
enough.
think
You could
you
do a
can tutor.
couple
She
of
has a whole
seminars.
class.
No, you could be a tutor.
She has a whole class.
Yeah,
But I think a teacher should also be a role model. A teacher should also
Right.
guide a kid,
Right.
you know, especially if you're an adult. But ain't no kid 16 need to be trying to teach a 17
Your
or
brain not all the way
18-year-old
developed yet.
anything.
For real, for real.
That's what I'm saying.
If she's got siblings, she should be at home teaching her younger siblings
And
to
facts.
get
In reality,
Facts.
their
yeah.
level.
Facts.
She was in college at 14 years old, and I wouldn't even let my child because
I wouldn't let them
What
do
have
that.
she missed?
Exactly.
You know, I know she knows what she knows, but what did she miss that? You know,
They
she
tried to
don't know?
get me to skip Jacob, and I'm like, no, I think he needs to experience every single level.
I remember they wouldn't even let Jacob start school because
Yeah.
he was too smart.
And I was like, yeah, they made him do a test, and because wouldn't put him in the Head Start program. And I'm just like, that makes
Yeah.
absolutely no
That's
sense
what
to
what
me.
they do.
You know,
I wasn't even supposed to start school as early as I did. I was 4, but I passed the test.
he had to go to private school in order to start school when he was supposed to.
Yeah,
And so, because he started private school when he was 4.
yeah.
But,
I started when I was 4.
Shout out to where's the Markins Academy now. It used to be Vitalink Academy. They have put a lot of kids on the map when it comes to education. But before we got like about maybe like 9 minutes left. Talk about one more thing that's been in the news, and I don't know if you guys heard about it. The mayor, she was, what's her name? Monique Owens in East Point. Let me tell you, she became the first black mayor of that town, the first black financial officer or something like that. And she's in these meetings, and she is so disrespectful to the people that's coming. You know, people come in, they the township, they come in and voice their opinions or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And she's shutting people down because they're not talking about what she want to talk about, or talk about things that she don't want to talk about. And I mean, she was so disrespectful, and I think we're gonna bring that back up because I want everybody to hear the video of her. But she literally, her whole panel got up and walked out and left her on the bench by herself.
That's what happens.
And then she gets caught with fraud
Oh wow.
Of course you did.
and said that she was using funds that was supposed to be for the government funds.
Was I talking about it with you? The
Yeah.
lady? Okay, yeah.
The government funds. She used the government funds when she wasn't supposed to. Saying that she had
Messing up the
40
black
employees
reputation
and
at
she
this
didn't have
point.
any
Yeah, for
employees
sure.
at
For
her
sure.
business. She used the funds for her own personal business. Then there was another woman who the town she became the first black mayor or something like that, and the town was in a $2 million deficit, and within her first year, 2 years in the office, she put them at $7 million in deficit, and then she took a trip to Las Vegas and spent $200,000 of the government's money or the state's money on her trip to Vegas. And I think, like, why we're striving to get to these points where we are in office, and, you know, saying like first black president, you know, you're talking about mayors and congressmen and senators, and then you have people who get to those levels and then do the stupid asinine things that they do.
Because they think they can do what they were doing. And get
Yeah,
away
I was
with
just
it.
you took it
And
right
the
out of my
problem
mouth.
is they got caught. They
Yeah.
couldn't beat them.
It's a different
They're
play.
not
It's a
them.
different playing field for us. So I don't even know why they play them type of
Yes,
games.
it's a
Exactly.
different playing
I don't even
field.
understand why we play
But
them
you
games.
literally came in here, and then it's like, well, I told you she shouldn't have been in office anyway. But you literally, and they praised her about how she pulled up through the ranks, and she made this great accomplishment, and they swore her in and had her
Man.
2 kids by her side, and this whole thing. And now you're facing a judge via video cam because you didn't want to appear in the courtroom. So now you're in another room,
making it bad for everybody else.
Making it bad for
Just
everybody
like the
else.
video of the white, they got a podcast. These white people was talking about how if they seen a black pilot, they probably would go to turn around or something like that.
Yeah,
even
I heard
though
about
a pilot is one of the most prestigious positions that you can have. Anybody can't just become a pilot. So why would you even say something ignorant like that? Like, oh, if I see a black pilot. But situations like this will make them feel like, see what I'm talking about? People, they get in power, and you see what they do? It's like, come on now. It's like, it's like, how do you even...
It's like fighting a losing battle.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Fighting a losing battle at that point. It's like, come on now.
Forward and then
just for somebody to do something dumb
10 steps back
and prove them right. It's like, come on now. It's crazy out here.
But yeah, I'm like, you literally got this accomplishment, and within a year to 2 years, you are now being charged with fraud, stealing money.
Think you could do the same thing
and
your
then
counterparts
Houston
could
was
do.
telling me that the same person that caused the deficit, the salary was like $30,000 a year. Well, she gave herself 70, right? And made a clause. Wait a minute, made a clause.
Greedy. Why you being
But
greedy?
wait, listen. She made a clause that if she lost her seat, that the salary for the next person would go back to 30. But if she retained her seat, it would stay at 70.
Oh man, it's crazy.
So anybody coming behind her is going to go back to 30,000, while she stays at 70. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that next show because
the president don't make that much money either. Donald Trump said he ain't want that money. Yeah, they don't make that much money to be in these seats. These are all pawns, man. People don't even understand that.
A waste of time.
The Congress.
What's his name?
They run stuff. House of Representatives. Charleston White. Everybody hate him, but he makes some valid points.
The other day, he said, "Y'all quit talking about the presidential election.
It don't matter
because it's the electoral college that selects the
elects them
president."
anyway. You can have the majority vote, and the electoral college has the last say so
He said,
anyway.
Worry about your senators, your
Anyway, it don't matter.
your judge.
A billion people voted for him.
Exactly.
Oh, well, we don't want him. So that's all it takes, bro.
Yep. Everybody voted for him. We still don't want him.
We still don't want him. Right. That's all it takes right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond me. When I first heard about the electoral college, it was amazing that I'm like, you have the whole world vote a certain way, and these people can cast their vote opposite of what.
Because it's all a game. It's all a distraction. It's a red herring. It's a red herring, man. Yeah. Which pretty much means we're going to distract you here. In reality, the people that does matter are your state senators.
Yep.
Your who's going to be your sheriff.
Yep.
And all that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? That's what directly affects you. The president doesn't even directly affect you. Like Charleston White said, do y'all even know his title? He's a commander in chief anyway. Like he's supposed to be over the military anyway. It ain't even about America when it comes to president. It's just a position.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, people
man.
think that
they think the president is just the owner of the America. He's not the
it?
owner of America.
They make what, $250,000?
Not like $100,000 or something like that is their salary. That's why Donald Trump said, I don't even want that. You know what I'm worth? We're talking about a salary.
That's why he gave us the
Most
money.
people don't
Exactly. I'll give them that.
Give it to the people.
Most
Give it to the
don't
people.
realize that office originally, when George Washington came in, was just a pawn. They was using him as the face, so that if the British came back after the Revolutionary War, they would put him out there in the open and everything as the patsy. Those farmers, those in Congress, he was going to be the patsy that they did while they tried to get away and everything. Lucky for George, it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, it didn't go that way. History didn't go that way. It's all good, man.
I told you. I said if Maurice had made it tonight, I would just went over there with you. I would have sat over there and put one of them over here. It'd have been their show tonight.
Yeah, I know all about how America started.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I think I think that's literally if we need to get like a serious like an outline so that we can just go from point A all the way down and just talk about how America really started.
And it will give you nightmares for at least a week.
Yeah, when you really
you
know.
ain't got to tell me. Shoot, I get nightmares about what's going on in the world right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can imagine back in the day.
Oh yeah, 1700s.
But like I said, it's amazing what I see
Only
because
imagine, boy.
if unity would be the one thing that could change all of the world, but nobody wants to unite. Nobody wants to do anything together. Everybody wants to be separate.
No.
So, but anyway, we got about 30 seconds. Maurice, thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
And Jabari,
y'all
got
take care now. Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing right now.
And we got to plan around their vacation. You know, they going on vacation, so they're gonna leave us about a week. Almost
That's
4
in
or
March.
5 days.
That's in March,
That's
but
in
we're gonna
March.
be going that Thursday for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
We're gonna
leaving
be going that
Thursday. Yeah.
All right. Well, we get ready to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining
no
in. Thank you for
problem.
watching
Thanks for
on
having us.
Facebook. We love you guys. Till next time, keep it 100.
All right.
Tomorrow.